After watching this video, you will be able to create your own video, upload it to YouTube, and then embed it to Moodle. So first, you need to think of a lesson that you want to create, that you want to make available to your students 24/7. I do this often in math where I record the videos that I would normally do in front of the class, and then I load them onto YouTube and embed them to Moodle, so that way students that were absent that day or who want to review the lesson can watch it at home or during study hall or before school or during lunch. It's just an opportunity for them to access what I did in class that day, not only just by looking at my notes that I can hand to them, but by actually listening to me talk through the problem and by seeing me work through different examples. So first, what I'll have us do is look to the bottom right-hand side of your computer screen. This is common with all Windows 7 computers. Our school district computers should all have this. And what we're looking for is this arrow icon. And if you were to click on this arrow icon, what you're going to have happen is the window pops up and you're going to see several choices. Now, this will be common for everyone who has Smart Notebook software installed onto their computers. So that window that pops up is going to look similar to this one. So I've just kind of gone through and taken screenshots of all these images. And so what you're going to do is you're going to, wherever your smart icon is located, you're going to left click on that smart icon, and some more choices will pop up. So these are the choices that end up popping up when you left click on that smartboard icon. And what we want to look at is we want to see the recorder tool. So you just click on the recorder tool, and then we get this box right here to pop up. This is the smart recorder. You do not have to even open a Smart Notebook file to access the smart recorder. Right now I have a Smart Notebook file open, but it's just because that's where I've decided to store all these images to show you and walk you through this lesson. You could, however, be just on your normal desktop and be recording. So this is the record tool that I'm using right now currently for this video. You see the time is going up as the video continues to record. So we can record anything on the web, or if you had a PowerPoint or something like that, you could record anything that's happening that you want to be recorded. This is just the tool that we're going to use to do this. You could probably find many other programs online, but if you already have Smart Notebook installed on your computer, you already have this tool. Now there are some settings I'm going to have you change on this tool right away, just so that way everything flows nicely into YouTube and you'll have less problems with the transfer of the video. These are just some things that I've noticed while working with this several times, that these options tend to work best. So what I'm going to have you do is click on the menu button of the Smart Recorder, and then you're going to select Options. Okay, and then we're going to get a new window to open. This is the Options window. A lot of the things in here you could tweak if you wanted to, but I'm going to have you look at the Video Format tab, so go ahead and click on that. That should bring you to the window that looks like this. Now, by default, your option is going to be chosen to the Windows Media Video Files. This is a lower quality screen capture, and I'm going to have you go ahead and select the AVI option, which is this second option. It tends to record a high quality video that YouTube has a tendency to work better with, and you'll have less problems when trying to upload your videos. So then after that, you can go ahead and just click OK, and you'll be brought back to the main Smart Recorder option. Now, when you're thinking about recording your video, you might want to take a look at this little down arrow. Okay, the recording option that I'm using right now is I just simply clicked on this red arrow and it started recording everything. So notice you can see this sidebar, you can see this top screen and all the options. You can see what windows I have open down here. Okay, if that's something that you didn't want your students to see and you just wanted them to focus on one certain window, I often choose record a window when I'm doing my math videos. And what will happen is then I can leave this side toolbar open. Okay, so normally it looks like this, and I don't check this auto hide, so it just stays like this. And what I do normally is I take my recording tool and I just move it over here and just put it out of the way. And then when I click on the record window option, I move my mouse over to this big white space window, and what you're going to see is a lot of shading on that window. And why it's shading is it's showing you which window it's going to record. So by clicking on record window and then choosing this white open space on Smart Notebook, you will essentially just be recording what is on the Smart Notebook workspace. So the students will not be able to see over here where my mouse is moving right now. So that's why it's nice to just kind of leave this over here and then just record this window, because then when the students view the video, this window over here will be a full-size video. And also it allows me to pause or hit stop easily without having to reach down into my different windows, and I can change things as I need to as I'm recording. If I notice I need to pull up a calculator and I know it's going to take a little bit of time, I'll pause it quick, I'll bring the calculator out, and then I'll hit record again and it'll start recording. So record window is an option I use quite often. However, if you're going to do a video by walking through something on the internet, I would just do the entire desktop. And that's what I'm actually recording right now. And when you hit the record button, that is the default option. It's going to record the entire area. Whatever's on your screen is going to be on the video. So again, recording windows would just choose this. You wouldn't see any of these top options, these side options, or the bottom options. You would just see what's in this window. And recording an area is you can actually kind of create a box sort of thing like this, and whatever's inside that box will be recorded. I've never used that option, but possibly you might find use in that to just record in a very small area like that. So to continue then, while you're recording, you could actually pause different things. If you hit the pause button, it will stop it right where you had it recorded presently. You may want to stop it, like I said, to pull out a calculator. You may want to pull up a web resource that you didn't previously have pulled up before, because you don't want to waste time during your video waiting for your web browser to load and things like that. So you might want to just hit pause and go to the web and pull up what you want, and then you can hit record again, and it's as if the recording just never stopped. Kind of like when you're watching a cooking show and all of a sudden they put something in the oven and then 2 seconds later they're taking it out and it's finished. We don't need to record the whole time while whatever it is baking. Okay, then when you're actually finished with the video, you can go ahead and hit the stop button. And once you hit stop, you're going to see a window that looks just like this. It's going to basically be asking you where you'd like to save it, or the Save As feature like in Microsoft Word or Excel. Right here, you're going to want to type the file name of how you want it to be saved. Most of the time for my math classes, I'm always typing in what lesson it was. So if it's from Chapter 8, Lesson 3, I would type in 8-3 and then the title of that lesson. So maybe solving equations or something like that. You're going to want to use a title that you want to have show up maybe on YouTube and Moodle. Also use a title that's going to help you remember what that video was. Once you start creating a lot of videos, you're going to want to be able to find the one you're looking for. So make sure you rename it and not leave it as this date that you see here. And then figure out where you want to save it. You can put it in one of your folders. These are my two folders right here, the Course 2 and the Course 3 folders. Those are my two different math classes, and I save all of my videos right into those folders. That way it kind of keeps it off of the My Docs as well. Since they are videos, they tend to take up a lot of space and take longer to synchronize and things like that. So I just kind of make folders on my desktop and save them in there. If you were recording and something happened during your recording, like at the middle school, we have announcements at the end of the day. It's happened to me quite often that the announcements come through and I don't want those on my video. So I know I need to stop and then I'll just re-record my video. So if you click stop, again, you're going to see this window pop up. But, you know, if I know I'm going to re-record it, I'm not going to save it. So then I hit cancel, and when I hit cancel, this window here pops up. It says, are you sure you want to delete this recording? And then I usually just select yes, and it will be as if I didn't record anything. I'll be back to a scratch recorder again. It'll just pop back up with my recording window. As you can see, it does show you how much time you've been using on your recording, so it kind of helps keep you paced and things like that. So now once we've done all this stuff, you have a video recorded somewhere. So now I'm going to show you how to go onto the web and load this up to Moodle. And, well, first we need to load it to YouTube. So from here I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to type in YouTube so that way we can go to our YouTube site. Notice since I'm already logged into my Gmail account, that automatically signs me into my YouTube account. Then I can just go to click upload, and from here I'm going to select the files from my computer. Now you notice this box looks the same as that save box that we saw before, like this one here. So now basically I need to go to the same exact spot that I saved it to. So for example, I'll go ahead and upload one of the videos that I've made for my math classes. So these here are all videos that I've created for my math class. If I wanted to load up the 4-3 rate of change video, I can double click on it or click on it and click upload. You see here now it's uploading really quickly. I can go into the title menu and I can change how the title looks. I can take that WMV off of there. I can also change and put a colon after the 4-3 so it looks exactly how I want it to. If I wanted to add more to the title, I could do that as well. Now this says it's actually processing, but it says your video will be live at this site. So actually, I'm not even going to wait for it to finish processing. I'm going to right-click right on that link and then open it in a new tab. It's important to leave this page alone while it's processing and not to close this window. Otherwise, you might have problems with your video. So I'm going to open that in a new tab, or you could just wait for it to finish processing, but you don't have to. So I'm going to this new window, and it told me it would be live in a moment. So I do know that it's not going to be available right now because it's still being processed, but that doesn't mean that I can't get the embed code that I need. So if I click on share and then click on embed, it will bring up my embed code. Even though the video is not available yet, I can still get the code and keep moving forward because I don't need to sit and re-watch this video on my own. So now you can either right click and click copy, or I typically just use the Control-C function on my keyboard. Please notice that I also have the show suggested videos when the video finishes. I like to keep that unchecked because at the end of a video you'll often see YouTube pop up all these extra clips and they're trying to get you to go to the web to watch other possibly related videos. So just to keep the kids away from going to YouTube like that, I usually uncheck that. I also leave the 640 by 480 as kind of my default option. What I notice is that once I uncheck that and click on this maybe once or twice, that's kind of set as a default for me. So once you make your options, then go ahead and click in this bar and copy with either right click, copy, or Control-C function with your keyboard. Copy that, and then you're going to want to go to your Moodle page. And so I'm going to go ahead and just show you how on our 24/7 site here. Notice I have turn editing on. I've already clicked it, so right now it says turn editing off. If I clicked it again, now editing is off for this site. So if I click Turn editing on. Now I can go and add a web page, which is what I need to do. So click on add a resource and compose a web page. Okay, and so for the title of this lesson is how to create your own video. And then remember, we're going to want to click on the HTML source code, because the code that we get from YouTube is an HTML code. So now I'm going to use the Control V function on my keyboard, or remember, all you need to do is right click and click paste and the same thing would have happened. Now if you want to actually see your video in here, you can click on the HTML source code again and it'll go back to the what you see is what you get function, and now you see the 4-3 rate of change video. It has been processed and now it does show up. So now if I wanted to play it, I would just be able to click right here and it would start playing. Now there are some other options here that you might want to look at. If you want this window to show up in the same window and not be a pop-up, you click on same window. If you wanted it to be a pop-up and take the students to a new screen, you could click new window. For my videos, I usually keep them in the same window, so that way, again, just less windows and less things taking up space on the computer. Visible, if you want this to be visible right away to your students, you want to make sure that that says show. For this purpose, just because we're preparing the 24/7 classroom for all of you, I'm going to keep this hidden for now, because I wouldn't like you to see it before we actually have our class. And so you can think of that as your students as well. Do I want this to be available right now to them, or is this something that I'm doing for the future that I'll make visible later? So that's something you're going to want to think about. And then you just click Save and Return to the course, and then you can scroll down and see where that item has been put. So you see now it says create your own video. These are some of the other videos that I have in the 24/7 classroom. So remember, if you want to indent that, you can hit the right arrow and that'll move in just to kind of make it look nice with the other ones. If you wanted to put this video up there, this 4-way arrow icon, you can drag that around and put them in different order. But since this is a video that we are not covering in the classroom, I'm going to make sure I put that below the we did not cover in class. So I'm actually going to grab that icon and move it right up there. So that way you see how it's kind of broken up. We covered this in class, so if you wanted to review how to create a YouTube channel, you can do that. And if you want to review how to embed a video, you can either watch this video here, how to embed a video, or I'm actually reminding you how to do that again in the Create Your Own Video link. So just be sure to check that out. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, just good luck and have fun creating your own videos and allowing your students to access them 24/7.